part of our 2022 North Dakota Lions All-Star Basketball Series player profile. Join us, a Fargo Shanley Deacon, that is Emily Srejma. And Emily, for you, your senior season here to get nominated to a very storied series like this, All-Star Game in North Dakota, what does it mean for you?
I'm very excited and honored to be able to have this opportunity to play. I'm very excited to represent my school and my family.
The one thing about this too, Fargo Shanley's got a really good girls basketball tradition. There's no doubt about it. So for you specifically, what's a favorite basketball memory or two that maybe comes to mind during your time as a Deacon?
My sophomore season, I made a game-sealing three-pointer versus Mandan to put us into the championship game. But unfortunately, the championship game was canceled due to COVID. So that was a bummer. But
And take us through that a little bit as a player, because then the ensuing season, parents couldn't even maybe come to some games, that you guys were having, depending on the time of the year. It was just the coaches, the refs, yourself, and maybe a media person along the way. So what was that like to see everything normal, trying to figure out what's going on, then kind of getting back to normal here this past year for you during your senior season?
yeah, it was very difficult to not have my family in the stands, but then at the same time, I was surrounded by my teammates and coaches that I really like to be around. And then my senior year, I'm glad that my family and everyone was able to watch because we had a really good season, but unfortunately, we didn't make it to state. But I was still very proud of our team and how we did.
The one thing too is for you to get nominated to a Lions All-Star Game, you're moving on to play at the next level as well. So if someone isn't sure of where you're going or hasn't heard, Emily, where you're taking your talents coming up here in the fall.
I'm going to Minot State University.
So MSUM for Minot State, MSU. Why was that the right fit for you? What just kind of stood out about that program and also maybe the city of Minot?
Yeah, my grandparents actually live in Minot, same with my aunt and uncle, and then my dad grew up in Minot too. I also have a brother that's playing at Minot, so it just felt like home to me. And the coaches did a really good job of recruiting me and made me feel welcome right from the start.
For you specifically, you mentioned coaches. What did you learn from your high school coaches during your time at Fargo Shanley that you hope to carry with you to the next level?
Yeah, I learned a lot of life lessons that basketball is more than just a sport. You build many memories and friendships, and it basically is like a game that if you have a positive attitude and confidence, you're going to go far. And then if you don't, that it's probably not the right sport from you. So I learned to have a positive attitude and hard work all the time.
The fun thing about this, it's an old rivalry in the Lions All-Star Class A, Class B. I know that's a lot for people across the state. Which class is better during the particular year, Emily? But on the Class A side, who are some players, or maybe is one or two player stands out that you're looking forward to kind of having on your team for the week for a couple practices, and then once you finally get to game day?
Yeah, I'm excited to play with Addie Wigner. She is definitely one of the best in the state, and we played travel ball together, so it'll be fun to play with her one last time before we become rivals again.
And then for you, if you could go back to your 14-year-old self or talk to someone who's kind of chomping at the bit, wanting to be part of the JV, wanting to be part of a varsity program, kind of as an underclassman, what would be some words of wisdom that you would pass down during your time of learning to get to a game like this and having a chance to play at the next level?
I would tell them to be confident and believe in themselves, and that the work you put in when no one's watching is really what sets you apart. So doing drills outside of practice time and stuff, that really does lead to success.
Final thing, we'll end on a fun one here. Did you have a pregame meal? Were you superstitious, had to put the right shoe on before the left shoe? If you are superstitious, Emily, take us through maybe what you had to do before a game.
I always had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a package of Mott's fruit snacks. And then on the bench and every time out, I always had to have my sweat towel in my hand and either like Gatorade or water, just depending on how I felt for the day.
I like it. Favorite fruit snack? What one sticks out more so than the other?
I really like the red ones.
Got it. I like it as well. Emily, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here in the Lions All-Star Basketball Series and at Minot State coming up in the fall as well.
Yes, thank you.